and welcome to yet another edition of our online webinars on study and settle in New Zealand. It's a warm evening in Hamilton today after a few nippy ones that we've had in the last couple of weeks. I'm happy to say I think finally summer has arrived here. And before we start, now let me introduce myself. My name is Ruben Williams, and I'm a licensed immigration advisor working at Into NZ. I've been working in the immigration industry for over 5 years now, and I've spent a major part of these 5 years helping international students chalk out courses to further their careers and advising them on the available pathways to residency. Into NZ, the company that I work for, what is Into NZ all about? Into NZ is an education and migration agency based out of Hamilton, New Zealand. It is headed by Katie Armstrong, a principal advisor. We are a team of 7 immigration advisors, and if you have to count, we have a combined immigration experience of 80 plus years. We are well reputed and respected in the immigration space and have helped countless students and migrants fulfill their migration goals. So let's get on to the agenda today. We bring to you the best research-based university in New Zealand, the University of Waikato. We are joined today by Ashish Suri, the Regional Manager for South Asia at the University of Waikato, and Sheenam Bhatia, who's a Marketing Officer based in India. So without further ado, let us hear more about the University of Waikato and why you should consider studying here. Over to you, Ashish and Sheenam.
Europe, everyone, and good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you all are in. Thank you, Ruben and Into NZ, to give us this opportunity to interact today and align ourselves with students looking to study in New Zealand. So, thank you very much for that. The way we would like to go about, I'm going to give a very quick presentation now to highlight about the reasons why you should look at study in New Zealand even before you even start thinking about Waikato. And then a very quick overview about the University of Waikato. And then we will be very happy to answer questions to ensure that you have much more clarity on your career plan. You choose the right course, which enables you not only to be in New Zealand, but also enable you to have a great career outcomes for your qualifications you choose to study at the university as well. With that note, let me take you inside to the first slide of the presentation. That it's about why New Zealand. You will definitely look at New Zealand as one of the countries in the southern hemisphere of the world, and we are a country which is very welcoming to international students, and people are very warm and welcoming. The best part about the destination is it's a second most peaceful country in the world to live in. People are very considerate and caring when it comes to the country's well-being as well. We are one of the first countries in the world to introduce code of pastoral care for international students as well, something which is very important when international students travel to a country to study for their higher studies. Look at one of a very important factor for international students is minimum wage, and New Zealand is one of the highest minimum wage countries in the world, which is at around 22.70 New Zealand dollars per hour at the moment. It's currently also highly ranked in terms of graduate employment opportunities, which means there's a strong scope for international students to find employment, which is a very important aspect of a student journey. And for over a decade now, the unemployment rate at this moment is lowest in the country as of now. With all of this put together, what makes New Zealand also unique is a stable post-study work rights for international students. Because when you look to study overseas, you always look at a destination. Does it gives you a chance to work? Does it gives you a chance to gain that international experience to become a global citizen? So the answer is yes. New Zealand enables international students who come in for a master's program or undergraduate degrees to have a 3 year open post-study work visa, which enables them to work around on their careers, pick up an international experience and see how they would want their career to be aligned in near future as well. This slide gives you a much more clarity on how the post-study work visa looks like. So if a student is pursuing an undergraduate degree, which is a 3-year qualification, they would be eligible for a 3-year open post-study work visa. If they do a graduate diploma qualification, which is part of the green list, which is the skill shortage list in the country, then student will be eligible for a 1-year post-study work visa. But if they do a generic qualification in the graduate diploma, which is not part of the degree, not part of the green list, they would not be eligible for a stay back option. A postgraduate diploma are 120 credit 1-year programs, very focused on a subject knowledge. So again, there's a 1-year stay back. But the real game changer is that students who are looking to study master's degree in New Zealand or research qualifications, which is postdoctoral work, they will be eligible for a 3-year open post-study work visa in the country. With that note, you seen the first slide, Waikato can be a little bit of a tricky one. Let's just quickly talk about the Waikato region, because when you think about where is University of Waikato, we will come to that. But what is Waikato? So Waikato is one of the regions in New Zealand very close to Auckland, because people correlate New Zealand to Auckland, but we are just 90 minutes from Auckland to a city based in Hamilton where the university is located. Look at a very big note there. It's a degree production powerhouse of New Zealand. So when you look at the Waikato region, the world's sixth largest dairy farm company, Fonterra, is based out of Hamilton and at the Waikato region. It's also a manufacturing base, which is the second largest contributor to the Waikato's GDP. And the most important aspect is Auckland, Hamilton, and Taronga are known as the Golden Triangle of New Zealand, which wherein 60% of New Zealand population lives, and more than 50% of the economic contribution to GDP happens from this region. And you'll be happy to know that University of Waikato have campuses both in Hamilton and Taronga as well. And again, the other key development which has happened over the period of last few years is the logistics center. So Ruakura Inland Port has opened up, and it's just 7 minutes walking distance from the university, is the country's largest inland port in New Zealand. All of this statistics correlate to a very important factor, employability. It leads to a factor that if you are coming to a region, there are industries, there are opportunities to work, which enable you that you will be able to source your full-time employment in the region while you decide to study at the university. A quick note on where are we. So we are located as a public institution established in 1964. We got established at the city of Hamilton, which is the fourth largest city of New Zealand, and our proximity to Auckland makes it very, very accessible to international students of late. Our second campus, which is a much of a modern campus, opened up in 2018, and that's is based in Taronga, which is at this moment one of the fastest growing cities of New Zealand, because it also has a lot of ports around there as well. A quick note on the University of Waikato. We proudly are ranked currently amongst the top 250 universities in the QS World University Rankings. We have two campuses spearing heading around 13,000 students, out of which there are 3,000 plus international students from 60 different nationalities. So what you get at campus is a diverse student crowd, which makes you become more inclusive, and you also get to learn about different cultures as well. We are currently ranked number one in New Zealand for research for citations per faculty. The business school, which is Waikato is proud of, currently ranked number two in New Zealand and amongst the top 151 to 175 business schools in the world currently. There are 15 subjects which are ranked amongst the top 10 globally as well with the QS subject ranking. So look at areas like accounting, computer science, education, psychology are some of the sought out courses as well. A very unique aspect for an international student journey is about employability, it's about living expenses. So, living expenses both in the city of Hamilton and Taronga are comparatively low in comparison to cities like Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch, which also enable students to save a bit portion of their money while they are studying. And quite a few programs at the university are 1 year master's program, which ensures that you do a 1 year master's program, you become eligible for a 3 year open post study work visa as well. This is a very quick snapshot about what we feel about the University of Waikato. Let's go through a quick video before we get into some of the few more slides.
Kia ora mai tātou. No mai haere mai ki te whare wānanga o Waikato. At the University of Waikato, we are more than just a place for education. We are a community, a place of belonging and connection, a place where you matter. Ko te tangata, for the people is who we are. Our two vibrant campuses in Hamilton and Tauranga are located in New Zealand's fastest growing cities, close to beautiful beaches, mountains, lakes, and nearby cities. At Waikato, we have smaller class sizes, which means accessible lecturers. With a wide range of student support services and student clubs, you'll have fun, make new connections, and build lifelong friendships. Our flexible degree structure means you can study a broad range of subjects to create a qualification that matches your individual strengths and career aspirations. If you are passionate about planning for the future of Aotearoa, study a Bachelor of Social Science majoring in Environmental Planning and Māori and Indigenous Studies. Or if you want to make a difference to our planet, study for a Bachelor of Climate Change, the first of its kind in the world. If you aspire to be our future Prime Minister, study a Bachelor of Communications majoring in Public Relations and Political Science. The theory you learn in the classroom will be put into practice in work experience opportunities. Each year, through our extensive network and industry connections, Waikato students go on more than 2,000 work placements and internships. We support student success, and each year we offer hundreds of scholarships worth millions of dollars to fund study and expenses. Waikato has some of the most affordable student accommodation in the country, with a range of options both on and off campus. There are 3 fully catered halls for first-year students on our Hamilton campus, all a short walk from lecture theatres and the on-campus gym, shops and cafes. Our Tauranga campus has new self-catered hall and is a 6-minute walk from campus, located in the heart of the CBD. With so many wonderful adventures ahead, we look forward to welcoming you to Waikato in the future.
I'm sure that video would have highlighted you about how unique and beautiful the campus is, how we are interconnected to the local community, and a focus on employability and ensuring the student well-being as well. As I said, university has a very strong focus on employability. So we have the student career centers on campus. We have work integrated learning programs included in most of our undergraduate qualifications. Most of the undergraduate programs have an internship, and quite a few of the master's program include project-based work as well as an internship. The career services team at uni works very closely with international students to ensure they are supported in their journey on employability within Industry Connect. And this slide gives that answer. If you look at that, these are the diverse set of opportunity our international student gets to connect while they are on campus. So they could go and look at companies like Fonterra. You could look at consulting firms like Ernst& Young or Deloitte. There are banks like Bank of New Zealand, ANZ or ASP. There are government organizations as well, like a Ministry of Business, Innovation, and Employment, Department of Conservation, Reserve Bank of New Zealand. All of this shows that university has a strong connect with the industry. And the next slide further ensures that we work very closely with a lot of our partners on internships as well. So quite a few of our students do internships at Waikato Chambers of Commerce, Audit New Zealand. There is DO Plus, there is New Zealand Post, there is Spark. So there are ample amount of opportunities which are available for international students to look forward to, depending on what kind of a qualification you choose to study at the university. I'm sure this image might resonate very well for you all, so I put it across. But one of the person, there is a powerful leader of the third largest economy of the world, and next to her is a former Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern. She's an alumnus of the University of Waikato. So I've highlighted some of our successful graduates who are at a leadership role at the moment across the globe. We have someone who is heading the Unilever, which is an arm of Hindustan Unilever, for example. There is someone who's at the General Motors. There is Vista China. There is the current CEO of ASP Bank. He's an alumnus of the University of Waikato as well. Scholarships are very important because when you decide to study overseas as international students, you always look at financial incentives. The university is very supportive. So if you secure an offer letter from the university, you could apply for the International Excellence Scholarship Awards, which are up to the value of 15,000 New Zealand dollars. And the best part is these scholarships open every month and they are merit-based scholarships. So if you're really good with your academic journey, there are very high chances you can secure a very high amount of scholarships as well. With that note, I'm just going to end this presentation with a student success story before we jump on to have the Q&A session.
Hi, my name is Sharon and I'm from India. I'm doing my Masters of Anthropology here at the University of Waikato. I chose Waikato because of its excellent academic reputation and high quality of teaching and research. I found the academic staff here to be widely respected, experts in their fields, as well as friendly and approachable. What drew me to the University of Waikato is that it is ranked within the world's top 250 and is presently the #1 university for research in New Zealand. A qualification from this globally renowned university was an important factor when choosing a place to study. Once I've completed my master's, I hope to continue studying onto a PhD at Waikato and eventually work in research or teaching. Alongside my studies, I work as a tutor at the University of Waikato, supporting students specializing in undergraduate anthropology. Hamilton is a great place to live as an international student. The city is safe and friendly with plenty of shops, restaurants, and social venues. In my spare time, I love the outdoors and spend my free time hiking and exploring the beautiful natural environment of New Zealand. There's so much to see and do in the Waikato region, from hot springs to glowworm caves and of course the Hobbiton. I play badminton at UniRec, the on-campus gym and fitness center, and I'm a member of the Waikato Tramping Club and Wellbeing Hub. Combined with Waikato's academic reputation, Hamilton City and Waikato region have everything you need as an international student. Why not come and see for yourself here at the University of Waikato?
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashish. Thanks, Sheenam. Thank you for the wonderful tour of the University of Waikato. Not only did you give insights on why study at the University of Waikato, but you've also given insights on why study in New Zealand and what it has for international students. We'll go around the house and see if there are any questions here. I see one that is here from Huma Ikram. It says, do you have programs in food science and nutrition as I'm in my master's program? So what options can I have to see my future opportunities in New Zealand? Do you want to take this one, Ashish?
Sure. Thanks, Huma, for firstly to join this webinar. Sadly, as a University of Waikato, we do not have a food science and a nutrition qualification at this moment. But if you're really looking at New Zealand, I would lead this with Ruben, but I can suggest you that there are fantastic universities like Massey and Lincoln who would have the right qualification for you in this area, who could ensure that you get into one of the master's program in those universities and align yourself for a long-term career in New Zealand.
Okay, thank you. Ilka Jimo says, thank you, Ruben. Would like to know if I could apply or eligible to take a course in healthcare. I have PhD in sociology.
Thanks, Ilika. With respect to postdoctoral research programs, and especially since you said you have already a PhD in sociology, it will be difficult for you to secure, I would say, admit in a health program because you are a very mature student who has gone through a journey of an undergrad to a master's to a research. I would say that we do have a master's of science programs at university, and we do have a master's of health science. You can definitely check and the curriculum and see if that fits into your bandwidth. But the real challenge, I think Ruben and the Into team will be able to guide you better is from a visa perspective, that whether from a visa risk approval perspective, how it fits into your system or no.
Yes, as Ashish clearly mentioned, we'll have to carefully handle the situation here because it's you've already done a PhD and you would be opting to do a master's or maybe a lower level course, then a master's as well to meet the entry requirements for a specific course. Like health science, if I not mistaken, is a 240 credit course at the University of
Yes,
Waikato, and it does require
yes,
you to have a background in science. So I'm not
yes,
quite sure you might get a direct entry into a master's of health science. You might have to take a graduate diploma and then move into a master's of science. And on a visa perspective, that may not be the right option to do. We can have a word with you post the session and see how this can be worked out. Anything else here? Michael says, what is the minimum entry qualification for the university?
sure. So, Michael, when it comes to the university, there are two levels of study. One is the undergraduate level, and one is the master's level. If a student is, if you're looking for an undergraduate course and you need to have completed your high school study from one of the national boards or from the IB or from A levels, and based on that, you could be considered. If you have done an IB diploma, you should have a minimum 24 points in your IB diploma to start your application. And if you have done A levels, then you should have basically one C and two A's to be able to apply for the qualification at the bachelor's level. Now, if you're looking for a master's level, the university ensures that students should have a B plus grade in their undergraduate degree. So if you have a B plus grade or a percentage which is closer to 60 percentile or a CGPA of 5.8, you will be eligible to start your application at the university for a master's program. And the best part is that there are no application fee for international students. All our applications are online, and Into NZ is one of our key partners in the country. They can support you to start your applications as well.
Yep, thank you, Ashish. Yes, we'll certainly be able to help Michael out here. Prince Tumasi has a question. What are the requirements for international students who want to pursue master's degree?
Sure. I think, Prince, that if you've been listening to my previous query to an answer, it's very similar. That if you're looking for a master's degree, depending on which country you are pursuing your undergraduate degree, you need to have a minimum B plus or a percentile of 60% or more to be applied for a course. Now, it all depends on what kind of a course you're applying. If you're applying for a program which is into a specific subject area, you are expected to have a relevant undergraduate degree. But if you're applying for our conversion masters, like a master's of business and management, or masters of management in supply chain, or it could be masters of information technology as well, even it could be masters of teaching and learning, masters of nursing, you could come in from any undergraduate degree to apply and start your application. But if you're looking for areas like cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, health sciences, psychology, law, you need to have a relevant undergraduate degree at your bachelor's level to secure an admit at the university.
Okay. And Ashish, do you have a GPA or a percentile that is required in the
Yes,
bachelor?
so yes, so it's very similar. The GPA needs to be 5.8 and a percentile needs to be 60. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There's a question from Thayab Ajmal on Facebook. I have my MA English Linguistics and Literature degree, MPhil Applied Linguistics. Is there any option for me for PhD in Applied Linguistics?
Sure, Kaya, you can definitely apply for the PhDs in the field of language at the university. The only challenge you need to be aware that the qualifications are assessed in a different way than a master's program. So if you're applying for the School of Graduate Research, you need to first go to the staff profiles on that particular page, see which faculty aligns better with the kind of study you have done in your home country, and then you need to start your application, which means you need to first reach out to that staff profile, seek the approval of your research proposal. If you have the research proposal approved by the staff, then you can complete your application, and within 4 weeks' time, the outcome of the application is decided. But the real challenge for a PhD application is listening out directly with the faculty member for an approval of the research proposal.
Thanks, Ashish. Thank you for detailing the steps for someone to apply for PhD. I think it is a question that most of these students from overseas, when they want to apply for PhD, have as to how to break through, how to get a supervisor, how to put their application in. And I think you've given a step-by-step method, a methodology as to how you could go about first outlining this research proposal, then finding the staff for that area, and then once a supervisor accepts your proposal, then put in your application.
Sure.
Another question from Prince here. Please, what is the total tuition fee to graduate diploma and masters?
Sure. Thanks, Prince. With reference to graduate diploma qualifications, the approximate fee starts around 37,000 to 43,000 New Zealand dollars, because it depends on what qualification are you studying. Are you studying a graduate diploma in computer science, or you're studying a graduate diploma in engineering, or a graduate diploma in design, or a graduate diploma in psychology? So depending on what course you do, the fees is aligned, but the average approximate cost of graduate diploma starts around 37,500 New Zealand dollars, in between to 43,000 New Zealand dollars. For a master's program, Prince, the average fee is around 55,000 New Zealand dollars, which goes up to 63,000 New Zealand dollars. And again, it depends on what kind of a master's degree are you planning to do. If you're planning to do a 1 year master's program, the fees could be approximately around 53,000 New Zealand dollars. But if you plan to do a programs like cybersecurity, AI, or a master's of engineering practice, or master's of applied psychology, then the fees can go up to around 63 to 64,000 New Zealand dollars for the 1.5 year qualification, approximately.
Thanks, Ashish. So Prince says he has a bachelor's degree in computer science, and can he go for further education? Yes, I'm sure he
Sure.
can. Yeah, he
Yeah,
can.
Prince, I think being a computer science graduate, it's great you're attending the Waikato webinar, because we are the first university in New Zealand to establish a cybersecurity master's program, and the first one to have a cybersecurity lab on campus. We even have a master's in artificial intelligence, and our most popular master's program with international students is Masters of Information Technology, which comes with paid internship. So all students are guaranteed an internship opportunity, and they could earn a stipend of approximately around 5,000 New Zealand dollars for a 1 trimester of an internship opportunity.
Yeah. Yes, Prince, please get in touch with me. I'll help you out here. Cybersecurity networking is one of the sought after skills in New Zealand. So yes, there's definitely a lot of scope after you study a master's there. Let me check for another question. Yeah. Palita says, undergraduate degree in engineering, do you support in finding internships?
So I'll break down this conversation in two parts. Patalika, thank you so much first for joining this session. We do have the Bachelor's of Engineering program at Waikato. It's a 4 year undergraduate degree, and students have opportunity to have specializations in different areas. So we offer in mechanical and mechatronics. There is software engineering. There is chemical. There is in the electronics as well. The program, the undergraduate level is unique. It includes 800 hours of internship opportunity, which is usually paid. So at the end of the second year, students do a 400 hours of an internship supported by the university. And again, at the end of the third year, the student again does a 400 hours of internship. And what we have observed from the engineering graduates, by the time they finish their bachelor's degree, most of them have already secured a full-time employment.
Okay, thank you. There's another question from Manish. He says, I'm a software engineer with 16 plus years of experience, and I'm working as a technical project manager in my current job. I did my master's in MBA International Business in an executive program. What kind of course do you recommend to me to pursue at the university? Also, can I continue working for my current company if they allow me to work remotely?
Sure. Thank you, Manish, for putting down your profile in a detailed note. With reference to your query, two things. First, you haven't highlighted what you pursued in your undergraduate degree, but if you have pursued a computer science qualification at your undergraduate degree, then having a 16 years of experience as a software engineer, you could apply for two programs at Waikato. One is definitely Masters of Information Technology, which is a program which enables international students to have an internship opportunity as well. It also gives the flexibility to choose your electives. So you can choose your elective subjects in the area of, let's say, data science or machine learning or cybersecurity, or you can continue with the area of your experience as well. The option two is if you are again a computer science graduate, you can even apply for a very unique program at Waikato, which is Masters of Innovation Technology and Business, which is a combination of a program taught with business school and the School of Computing Sciences, with a very strong focus on enabling international students to get into the area of strategy and technology as well. The second part of your question is something which you have to check with your organization. As a university, if you're able to manage your workload and you're able to be absolutely perfect on your studies, we have no issues. So if your company gives you that opportunity to work remotely and while you study, we are absolutely fine with that.
We'll have to check your visa conditions here, Manish. So before you
Hmm.
embark on something of that,
That's-
please seek legal advice. We'll have a one-on-one session with you where we can outline what you could do and what you can't do. Okay, so adding to the question that Manish had, Ashish, I would want to know, so for a person who has done software engineering like Manish has done with 16 years of experience, also done an MBA, if they opt for a master's program, will that be a 120 credit 1 year program or will they have to go the extensive 1.52 year program?
In case of Manish, because he has done his MBA in international business, but he hasn't done his MBA in the computer science or his master's in technical field, Ruben. So it is difficult for me to really confirm here. But if his undergraduate degree was in bachelor's in MBA in international, then he will only get a 1.5 year MIT program, not the 1 year 120, because of his alignment towards the area of international business. Now, there's one program with the business school. There could be a possibility of 1 year 120 for him as Masters of Digital Business, which is a unique program to the University of Waikato. So, if he has done his undergraduate degree in business or computer science, followed by an MBA in international business, faculty could consider Manish for a 1 year 120 Masters of Digital Business. Now, that program is very different from digital marketing. It majorly focuses on technology, strategy, and how you align the operational excellence of an organization.
Okay, thank you, Ashish. I hope, Manish, your question is answered there. Yep, post the session, please get on a call and we can start your application to the University of Waikato. I can clear all the other doubts that you have as well. Manish also asked, can my partner work in New Zealand during my course at the university or even after? Yes, Manish, if you're doing uh, a master's course, you would be able to take your partner along as long as you meet the partnership-based requirements. And once you embark on a post-study work visa as well, as a partner of a worker, your partner will also be eligible to apply for a work visa. The next question here is Aaron Dikuna. Hello, Mr. Suri. Is MBA in Business Analytics available at the University of Waikato and or an executive MBA? Ashish, before you answer that question, I'll just give you a brief. Aaron is one of my students. He has a bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and now he wants to change his career and get into something that is based in analytics, because he's only worked as a mechanical engineer for about a year, and post that he's been into sales and business development. So he wants to get more into the analytics side of things.
Sure. Aaron, thank you for putting this query. The short answer to your question is no, we don't yet have a management course which focuses on business analytics specifically. At the business school, our most popular program is Masters of Business and Management, which is more aligned for students who are looking for middle level of career opportunities out there. So that program is something you should explore, because a lot of international students who are doing engineering degrees in India come for that program, because that does not limit them to a career. That program gives a very diverse opportunity for international students to work into cross-functional sector. So a lot of our students, after doing an MBM program, work as a business analyst, they work as project managers, they work into operations, they work into strategy, and quite a few of them even work in the area of international trade as well. Now, the executive MBA program at Waikato is only for domestic students, because that program requires 7 years of local working experience, and that program only focuses on leadership and strategy. It is very different from the way you look at an executive MBA program in India. So if you have a 7 years of experience, then only you could apply. But at this moment, that program is not open for international students.
Okay, thank you, Ashish. Palita has a follow-up question that says, along with my undergraduate studies, I like to continue my cricket. What opportunities do the university offer?
Palitika, at university, we do have a cricket club, and a good number of international students become part of it. So you can continue to be part of the cricket club and play sports around on campus. We have actually a huge ground which is used to play cricket and rugby as well. So you do have opportunity to play. How far you go into your cricket as a career, I can't comment, because competition is really tough out there as well. So you could start from a local team, then to a district level and see how it evolves. But you do have great number of opportunities to play cricket on campus, and the international stadium which hosts the matches for international teams, Seddon Park, is just 20 minutes away from the university, so it's not that far.
Right. We people from India, Sri Lanka, we love our cricket. So yeah, we want
Yes.
to do that. There's another question from Facebook from Abdul Ghaffar. He wants to know more about the teaching programs. Ashish, if you could give some information.
Sure. Abdul, Ghaffar, the teaching qualifications at Waikato are very popular. The teaching as a division, which is education as a division, is currently ranked amongst the top 200 in the world. So, under the faculty of teaching and learning, under the faculty of teaching, we have a graduate diploma program which is offered at all three levels: early childhood, primary, and secondary. And we have a PG and master's program which are offered at primary and secondary level. A good thing with teaching qualifications is that they leads to a registration. So all our teaching programs enables you to become a professional teaching registration. And once you have a 2 years of a local experience of teaching, it leads you to a full-time registration. So the only challenge with teaching courses at Waikato is that we only have one intake for a year. So as could be a close for January 2024. If you wish to apply to us, you can apply for Jan 2025. And teaching calls also has a higher requirement of English language. If you give an IELTS, it needs to have an overall score of 7. with no band less than 7, or if you give a PTE, it has to be overall of 65 with no band less than 65. And last but not the least, teaching qualification also includes an interview and a numeracy literacy assessment as well.
Okay, thank you, Ashish. There's a follow-up question from Rika. She says that, is there scope to apply for a postdoctorate in sociology, social science? She's the one who's done a PhD already and wants to know.
Ilika, it will be difficult for me to confirm to you because when you say scope, when you do a research program, scope is all about research, scope is all about teaching. So if you are very strong with your research acumen, then there's definite scope to do research in New Zealand, not only with us, to the other universities as well. You'll have a similar opportunity for teaching assistant, but it all boils down to is that you've already done a PhD in sociology. So what next level of course you're looking to study at Waikato would be a second PhD, and that will be again dependent on your assessment of the research proposal approval from the faculty, whether they would be keen to look into your proposal or no. But in terms of scope, the New Zealand is very strong in research. So if you come over, there will be a definite scope for you in the research opportunities. Yes.
Great. Prince has another question which says, please, can tuition fee be paid in installments?
The answer to your question is no, Prince, because in New Zealand, your tuition fee is aligned to your duration of your student visa. So when you come for a 1-year master's program, you're assumed to pay your 1-year entire tuition fee at the time of enrollment, and then only the Immigration New Zealand is able to approve your visa or issue you an e-visa. So the straightforward answer is no. Yeah.
Okay, so there are two questions from, again, Prince and Michael on English language requirements. And
Sure.
that mean IELTS is a requirement for all courses? Well, yeah, I could
Yes,
just that IELTS
yeah, you
is
can answer it. Yes, no problem. Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
required for any course that you study. So if you're doing a bachelor's, you require for most of the courses a 6 overall with no bands less than 5.5. For a postgraduate course, that is a PG diploma or a master's, it's normally 6.5 overall with no bands less than 6. Certain courses may have different requirements, but yeah, it's always good to get in touch and look into the course and the entry requirements as to what the IELTS requirements are. Okay, so I think that is all the questions that we have. Well, there were quite a few. Thanks, Ashish, for patiently answering all of them here. Well,
No problem, Robin.
yeah, I would say this is not the end of the webinar here, because today we also have with us Jackie, who is one of our students at the University of Waikato, who is studying a bachelor's, and I would like him to maybe come on screen, maybe put his video on and give a introduction about himself and what he's studying.
Great.
Jackie, are you here?
Yeah, hello everyone.
Hi, Jackie.
Yeah, my name is Jackie. I'm already been to New Zealand like 6 year. I was studying high school here, so now I'm in Waikato University to study computer science.
Okay, so you're doing a bachelor's in computer science at the University of Waikato, correct?
Yes, I am.
And how was your experience? How many semesters are you done, and how was it, the experience overall studying there at the University of Waikato?
So I'm already study for 2 years for computer science. So now I'm in. And next year is my last year. I would say study computer science in Waikato University is pretty good, but the problem is for the language problem, because English is my second language. But also like for the university in Waikato is pretty good. They will like help me to solve some language problem. And also if I don't understand, I ask the tutor. They will like very patient to explain all the stuff for me.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. So what you're trying to tell the audience here is, even though English is your second language and it's a hurdle, you still have all the support from the staff at Waikato to help you
Yes.
overcome. Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, the language is not a problem to study in Waikato University because they will help you to solve the language problem.
Okay. So I'm curious to know, what is your favorite part of studying and living at the University of Waikato?
I will say it's about the school club. In Waikato University School, they got like a lot of club, like international student club, like sports club, and you guys can like join to the club, and every week they will like have the game for the student and have fun with them.
Oh, that's great. So we have about 15 participants here, and maybe I would say about 16,000 that would watch you live on Facebook as well. So what advice would you give to future students who are thinking of studying at the University of Waikato?
Oh yeah, I will say if you would like to study in Waikato in the future, you may need to make the plan, like what kind of paper you're going to choose for the future, and also you because in the Waikato University website they have all the information for the paper, and you can look after for the paper. You will know what you're going to do in the future, and then you like prepare all the paperwork you have to do, and it's more easier to finish your paper.
Okay, great, great. Thank you, Jackie. And how
Uh,
did you go about choosing this course and the application process here at the University of Waikato?
so in Waikato University, I would like to say for the paper in the course, if you don't understand, like they have the student center. Like if you got any problem, I would like to go there to uh ask for them, and also because I have my station, and she will help me to solve some of the problem.
Okay, great, great. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for sharing your story, your experience with us. I'm sure a lot of students can draw inspiration out of it and then take that step that they are itching to take to study at the University of Waikato. Well, my experience, I was at the University of Waikato about 2 weeks ago, and I'm still awestruck. It is beautiful.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah, it's
scenic.
very beautiful in Waikato University.
Yeah, it is so scenic. The culture is so great. My favorite part was the new village, the pa that has started. It has a cultural performance that is going on, students sitting, chit-chatting, studying, discussing their assignments. It was so lively. I also went and saw the accommodation, and I would say it's like countryside cottage where you're staying in. It is beautiful. The feel you don't feel like you're going to be staying in an apartment or say in a hostel. It actually feels like a house when you stay there at the University of Waikato. That was my experience, and I'm sure
Yes.
you guys should come and experience that here as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So yes, Ashish, thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being a part of this webinar, taking out
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah. And thanks, Jackie, as well for your story. Well, we would want to now wind up over here. I do not see any more questions as such. So for all you guys who want to study at the University of Waikato, I think there are reasons to study that Ashish has mentioned. One, it is beautiful. It has a wide ranges of courses to choose from. It is New Zealand's #1 in research, and I think it is the number two or three, number two, right? Number two business school in New Zealand. So here, take the opportunity here, and anyone who would want to study, get in touch with us. You guys, you can contact us by going to our website. You would find the NZ visa check out there. You can just fill that information, and one of us will get in touch with you. You can also write to info@into.nz.co.nz, and one of us will get in touch with you. I think there are still admissions open for the February intake, right, Ashish? So if any of you
Yes.
planning to embark or get into the University of Waikato for the February intake, I think now is the time. You should be putting your application in, because the visa also takes about 2 months time. So I think you should start your application right away. So that is all that we have for today, and stay tuned for our next webinar. Again, thank you to Ashish and Sheenam for joining us, and we hope to have this relationship continue and have you for another webinar as well.
Thank you, Ruben, and thank you, Into and Z team, to set this up for us. We look forward to work closely with you all to ensure these set of students get an opportunity to come over to New Zealand and can progress with their higher studies as well. So thank you so much. Have a good weekend ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.